And we're joined on the phone today by author David Schiller. We're talking about his new book, The Guitar, the World's Most Seductive Instrument. Hey, David, how's it going today?
Dustin, how are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Well, I'm excited about your new book here, The Guitar, the World's Most Seductive Instrument. Can you tell the listeners a bit about the new book?
Sure. It's a book about guitars. 200 guitars or more featured in nice, luscious, full color. I'm very happy how it was printed. Packaged in a slipcase and makes it look like a guitar case. So there's a real complete sense for the guitar lover of the joy of the guitar, and you'll learn, I think, lots and lots of different things about it because it has such a fascinating history.
Yeah, that is the first thing I noticed was the slip cover, as you mentioned. I'm not sure I've ever seen something like that before on a book. That was awesome.
I'm so happy how it turned out. It just really does look like a guitar case, and you slip you get a treat when you open it up, a little wow factor, I think.
Obviously, the history of the guitar, very broad and very lengthy. How did you decide what to focus on here with the book?
Yeah, that's a good question because it was. It took a while to come together, but the focus was to, start just to give a guitar lover a true sense of the great breadth and diversity and variety of the instrument. And so it's, you have some tentpole pieces in a way, like the iconic guitars, like a Les Paul and a Martin D28 and a Fender Stratocaster, and historic guitars, a Rickenbacker 12-string, and a Gibson Nick Lucas, and then guitars that really pushing boundaries in lots of different ways, or guitars that fell into the hands of artists that they transformed the music and transformed the instrument. So by the end of it, I hope you get a sense that wow, this is truly an amazing instrument, and look at all the different things that have happened to it and all the things it's done.
Well, again, the book, The Guitar, the World's Most Seductive Instrument, is out now. And David, you mentioned 200 different guitars. I wanted to ask you what the process was like for you to find these and photograph them. Did you do most of that yourself?
No, I didn't. I mean, I found them and chose them, and they're there because of what I've done. Some we photographed. Some came from the builders themselves. They sent us pictures of their guitars. Some were in some very famous guitars have been photographed, and so like Willie Nelson's Trigger, we have a beautiful full body. All the guitars are full body, but you can really see what this guitar that has accompanied Willie Nelson for almost 50 years, and it's his only guitar, and it's inextricable from him, and you see the wear and the tear, and it's been signed by 100 friends and musicians. It has a gaping hole in the body because it's just been played for so long by in so many areas. It has such character. So it's
When you were putting the book together, were you able to meet many of the guitarists who own these guitars and kind of sit down with them?
I went to it from the point of view of the interest in the guitars themselves, and I really met a lot of the builders. I met a lot of people who either designed the guitars or built them. Some of them who are sort of getting them out into the world. I didn't meet with guitarists. The guitarists are I have profiles of 24 guitarists over the years from Robert Johnson and Mother Maybelle Carter to St. Vincent. But they're there because they are emblematic of how the guitar is pushed forward, how the guitar fits in our culture, and what it means to us, particularly guitar lovers. They're just different voices in a way, and give a sense of, again, how remarkable this instrument is, and what power it has, and what an impact it's had on our culture.
Definitely, and it's fascinating that after all these years, we're still able to, change the guitar and kind of improve on it and do all these different things, over the last few hundred years at least.
It's true. I mean, it has attracted a certain type of person, a person who likes to tinker, a person who likes to craft things out of wood, and a perfectionist, a person who's looking for the soul of the spirit in something like a piece of wood. And in fact, it's attracted a lot of people like Orville Gibson and Leo Fender and a guy named Lloyd Lohr, and contemporary builders like Ken Parker and Linda Manzer and Shelley Park, who there's just something about it that's fascinating to them, and they want to make it better. They want to. Ken Parker talks about making everything righter. It's still an evolving thing, and that's the sense also I really wanted to get across.
Well, David, what is it about the guitar that made you want to get into to writing the book and maybe start collecting guitars? I mean, that's obviously a very expensive rabbit hole to fall down once you get started.
Yeah, and I don't consider myself a collector. I have a measly 3 guitars. I mean, they're each beautiful guitars, but collectors, you're starting with a dozen or more, and very, very expensive, like you said, particularly if you want something rare or something handmade. But I grew up at a time when the guitar was taking over popular music. It was popular music. All my friends wanted to play the guitar. Everybody wanted to be able to play like, Jimi Hendrix or Eric Clapton, or play blues like Albert Collins, or, Robert Johnson. And as a writer, as opposed to, as a musician, I'm not much, but as a writer, I got really interested. I got very curious about the guitar, and I wanted to know why the guitar, and why this fascination, and how did it explode like this? And that's really what led down the different rabbit holes that led to the book.
With that whole era, do you think the guitar god, as it were, Hendrix or Clapton, those kind of guys, do you think that era is kind of over? Will we see maybe another person like that to step into the forefront?
I think that's a really great question. I wish I knew the answer. I don't think I do, because I think music, like so much in our culture now, is so much more fragmented than it was. Someone like the Eagles would put out a record and 25 million people bought it. I don't know how many people bought Beatles records, but now, different people like different things, and it seems like the twains don't meet. I think there will be guitar gods. I think there will be people who are playing as well, if not better than ever before, because even that's like an evolution. You build on what the person before you did, and so it continues to grow and it continues to develop. But whether you have one person standing on stage and 100,000 people swaying, town after town after town after town, I'm not, it'd be great if that happened. I'm not sure.
Well, again, the guitar, the world's most seductive instrument, is out now. Is there something else coming up for you, David, or something else we should look out for?
No, this is what's here now. It just went on sale yesterday. It's been a great project to work on. I'm going to try to really get the word out about this, and sometime I'll figure out what's next, but I haven't yet. Thank you for asking, though.
Excellent. Yeah, again, the book looks great, and right down to the slipcover, and of course all the pictures and everything inside, definitely put together well. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you come with next here down the road. But again,
thank you.
Yeah, thanks for your time today, David. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. No, thanks for having me.
And again, that was author David Schiller, and his new book, The Guitar, the World's Most Seductive Instrument, is available now.